Today we're going to talk about electives and how to teach an elective.
Great.
And I kind of divided it up into, we're going to talk about what, why, who, when, where, and how. So I'll start with what. What is an elective? And electives are classes. They're about an hour and 15 minutes that kids get to choose whether they go to them or not. And they love they get like a little syllabus like you would in college, and they look over it, and then they pick their first, second, and third choice, and we collect all their choices, and then we tell them which elective they're going to be in for that month. And the electives can be on anything. They could be, well, let me give you a list of some of the electives that have happened recently. So here's Axis and Allies. I think that was a certain board game. Beaded bracelets, making beaded bracelets, building with Legos, card making, like making greeting cards, Life Lab gardening, vegetable gardening, poi spinning, that's that thing like fire spinning stuff, salsa and swing dance, science experiments, sewing useful gear, they learned how to use sewing machines, making simple jewelry, stand-up paddleboarding. They went down to the they went down to the yacht harbor and learned all the safety stuff, and then got on paddleboards and learned how to paddleboard. Theater, video, storytelling. They learned to videotape. Taking computers apart, building a computer, making your own skateboard. They actually each kid made their own skateboard. Architectural drawing, stained glass, baking, baseball, board games, cell animation. I'm not sure what that was, something on the computer. Dance for fun. We have a set of computers, 32 computers, so somebody can teach anything they want on that. Dance for fun, drawing, doodling, fun winter crafts, geocaching. We have geocache things, and they went out and learned how to use the GPS. German language and culture, gymnastics, homemade gifts, wax batik, winter felt crafts. And here's another set of them. Fabric art, hiking, paper folding, Halloween crafts, food art, soccer, African drumming, hula hooping, making jam and applesauce and canning it, all about bicycles, that was about bicycle repair and things like that, hip-hop dancing, card games, creative writing, poetry, and skateboarding at the local skateboard park. So the thing with electives is anything that someone is interested in can be offered as an elective. And it doesn't have to be academic, but it can be academic. Sometimes some of them are really academic. The poetry writing one was really popular, and kids just love doing it. It can be, you offer it for a certain age group. You might offer it for 1st through 8th grade, or you might offer it just for the 7th and 8th graders, or just the 1st and 2nd graders. And when you offer an elective, it can be for a certain number of kids. So if you have something like the stained glass, it was difficult for me to teach that to 20 kids, so I said limit to 8, and they have to be over 10 years old. So you end up with just kids who really want to learn whatever it is you're teaching in the elective. And the reason for doing electives is, one, it's a really important skill for kids to be able to choose, to feel like they have choice in what they're learning. It exposes them to a broad range of topics, and most of all, it's fun. So what we found is that just having electives for an hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes on Friday every other month, kids have this feeling like, I love school, I can't wait to that elective. Now they've associated learning and school with something they love, and as soon as you have that association, then everything else falls into place. If you have the association of like, I don't like school, you can have the best teaching in the world and the best, and the kids are going to resist it. So it's essential. I would say it's one of the most important things we do at our school, because it makes everybody love school. And because it's so important, I really want to try to encourage as many people to teach them as possible. We usually offer about 40 a year, but that's only possible by having a whole range of people teaching them. Who can teach electives? All the teachers teach them. Some of the office staff teaches them. The TAs teach them. Parents do. Kids do. Kids really of any age, but usually it's 4th grade and up, teach electives. Your family or friends could teach it, your uncle, your grandmother, your aunt. Parents can co-teach if they would like to have another person work with them, and maybe even either both be there together, or say I'll do two weeks, because the elective is 4 weeks long, four Fridays, each time just an hour and 15 minutes. So you could share with someone and each just do 2 of the weeks. You can also, whenever a child teaches an elective, they have to have an adult there helping them, being the support person, help them with whatever needs helping. And so you could sign up to do that. We always are looking for adults who will help kids to teach an elective.
How old do kids have to be to teach?
Well, actually, we say 4th grade and up, but if a younger kid really wanted to do it and felt like they could, and their parent then has to really work with them. So you're supporting your child and teaching it, and you're kind of co-teaching. We've had little 2nd graders teach at times, but they definitely have to have that parent support. So 11 to 12:15 on Fridays, and they're every other month. It depends on the year what time it is, but usually that's the time. We always have to have a certified staff, like, kind of overseeing what's going on. So we tend to offer several electives in one classroom. So there might be 2 crafts projects and gymnastics going on in one room, and there's a teacher somewhere in the room teaching their little thing, and parents are teaching something else. If it's outside, we'll have a staff member somewhere outside, and parents are teaching football here and basketball here, and you can see what's going on. If you want to teach an elective that goes off campus, like hiking or something like that, we need to send a staff member with you. So you need to make sure we know, and we've figured out what staff member can be there with you, so that we're covered for that. And of course, if people go off campus, you have to check with me first about doing that, because there are all sorts of, I check all field trips and make sure that will work for the kids. And you bring an emergency pack with you. Whenever you're doing an elective, if you have a cell phone, we ask that you have it with you, turned on with the school phone number on it, so that if something happened, if you didn't know how to deal with the situation, or a kid felt sick and you could just right away just call the office, and we'll run and come help you with whatever you need. So how to do an elective? First thing is signing up to teach the elective, and this year the person who is in charge of electives is a parent called Kim Shanklin, and so you can call her, or you can leave a note in the office, or you can email her. She's on the roster. What ages or how many kids and what your elective is going to be, so she has a sense of what you're going to be doing.